Well, welcome into Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu and Mike here take you through the card at Royal Randwick this weekend. Punters and owners back on track. It's good to see the restrictions being lifted. We've got plenty of best bets coming your way. $100 hot seat later in the show. And Mike, our eyes, well, they're on Royal Randwick, but the world's eyes, they are on Royal Ascot. How good?
It's been so good, hasn't it? We're racing almost every single day of the year in Australia. When the UK racing lights up, we've got some problems, don't we? Racing all day at Wyong to Ascot tonight. It starts at sort of 10:30. 2 or 3 in the morning. I've been playing it pretty safe, pretty tough. So many horses off a long break. But there's some tipsters out there absolutely cleaning up, including on social media, Stu.
Yeah, a few of them have been lighting it up, haven't they? I think Rory Flanagan's one that comes to mind that's going very, very well. And I'll tell you what, mate, if they keep up this, they're going to make your $100 hot seats look very tepid, mate.
Yeah, I think those percentage returns, if I get half as much at Randwick on Saturday, I'm doing all right, Stu.
Well, let's hope we can do that. And, mate, before we move on, I've just noticed that little tie. That reminds me of Royal Ascot. That reminds me of your Bucks party last year, mate.
I can't wait to get back to the track with you. Last summer in England, I got married. Stu was my best man. We picked this up after a few beers at Ascot.
I'm surprised you remembered it.
That was a great day, mate. Thanks for that.
No worries at all. Well, let's get into Royal Randwick this weekend. The weather, Mike, a nice clear day on Thursday, but soft 7 to heavy 8 still the forecast.
It's clear, but these winter tracks are just not drying. Some of the slowest times we've seen for years on these tracks, including Canterbury. It's an absolute bog out there, but Randwick this Saturday, the rail's back in the true. Soft 7 to heavy 8. It hasn't been true since early April in the carnival.
Wow,
there is some fresh ground 3 or 4 metres from the inside.
Yep.
Watch out for inside bias early, but after that, I've got no idea, Stu.
All right, well, look, we've got to get into 5 races, Mike. So where are we going to go? We've got the Winter Dash, which let's call it the feature for the weekend.
Yeah, it's a good race, the Winter Dash. We're definitely going to do that. Race 1, some 2-year-olds up to 1,500 metres. I think we'll dodge that one. We'll have a look at that. The highway's going to be tricky too. But race 4, race 5, the Winter Dash, like we said, and 7, 8, 9, all good betting races. Looking for mudlarks, Stu.
All right, we have been doing that for a few weeks now on Key Factors. We will see which ones do pop up in our ratings later on, Mike. But let's start race number 4, 2,000 metres, a benchmark 78. And how about this horse, Mount Popper, $4.40 into $3.40. The French import for Team Hawkes worked home very well fresh at Flemington, 1,400 out to the 2,000 metres here. Got the 60 kilos, but it is the deserved favourite. Elaborate on the second line, $5. So Reliable was the best of the closers here. Back from the 2,400, the stable is absolutely flying. Humboldt Current there at $6.50, weakening in the straight there. Cyber Intervention, $9.50, where Elaborate running past late. Gets a good run, and of course Birth of Venus there, $11. Mike can only improve on the fresh one. Another one, 1,400 metres out to the 2,000. But Mount Popper, you've found a replay here from its French form.
Let's have a look at Longchamp. We can't go to Ascot, but we can go to Longchamp on the show anyway. Let's have a look at its last start, last preparation. It was first up dry track, 1,400 metres at Flemington, and it was solid, a decent 4th. But that's not really its go, is it? It's more a stayer. So how good a stayer is it? This is 2,400 metres. Open handicap, 3 wide no cover on a bog, sticks on very well. The form ratings from French staying races line up to horses like One Foot in Heaven, who's now back over there, and Azuro, both 95 to 100 raters. The handicappers have given the Popper 78, Stu.
The Popper, all right. So, look, this is 2,400, obviously, and 2,000 on the weekend, so it can only improve from the 14.
Absolute bog loves it.
All right, we're going to go from Longchamp to Wellington. We don't do that too often on Key Factors. Why? We're having a look at Pirate Ben.
Because I backed it.
$41 into $18. You backed it, but it's been duck egg since.
Yeah, some horses are just built for certain conditions. This is a lightly framed horse, a tough horse. Does not go a yard on a firm track. Look at its Rosehill run after this. It was absolutely terrible, but beats Travancore in a bog that day. And if it's boggy on Saturday, you can definitely do something at huge odds.
OK, looking for a form reversal there from Pirate Ben up against some international form. Let's see where the Key Factors get us started here with all the form and Longchamp form. Were you saying we don't rate that, Mike?
Well, not the Longchamp form. That's the Flemington form. I'm rating him up. It's a $60,000 Saturday race, almost a midweek level. Elaborate. Last start was strong, wasn't he?
He sure was, and that's why he's out in front. Who's going to catch up here? Mount Popper, the favourite, does have progression.
We're guessing. I think it's at least a length. It could be 2, 3, 4. Court Show can definitely improve. Guys has to improve. That was awful last start.
OK, and a few of these out to the 2,000 metres.
This is the big one. We could give him 6 lengths, I reckon, Stu.
What did we give?
He's just a stayer. 2,000 metres wet track, perfect for him. Birth of Venus, a strong tempo would be ideal for her, and Court Show can only improve too. OK,
so we gave a big kicker there to the favourite over the distance. And what about track conditions? No gold here.
Nothing on the page but the Pirate. Pirate Ben is off the page getting a big kicker, but you can't see it.
Okay, well, it might come up later. Let's have a look. Mount Popper here, still on top with position in run, but it's 2,000.
It's 2,000. Inside could be better, just not too sure, not playing it.
Okay, so Mount Popper had a very big kicker to hit the lead there from Elaborate right back to a few of the others, Mike. But I guess some of the punters, well, they've already taken the early price about this. The money's come. The Hawks stable, they're so astute, aren't they?
They're very astute, and this is one where we don't really know where he's going to rate. Obviously, Elaborate, Cyber Intervention are well-exposed horses.
Yep.
We kind of know their mark, but even though it's only a small gap on our ratings, Mount Popper could simply be much better than that. 340, I reckon it's a 50-50 shot that it wins. He could simply be a better stay than these, and Pirate Ben each way, why not? 50, 60 bucks.
Yeah, it came up there on the ratings. Pirate Ben, let's hope it goes better than your 101 tip last week. The getaway, mate. Can we get one home at bigger odds?
I think he got beaten 8 lengths. As long as he goes better than that.
All right, let's keep moving. Race number 5 we're up to now. It is the Winter Dash over the 1,200 metres. It is a handicap, and Southern Lad, well, very well supported. $2.70. Trailed Classique Legend everywhere in the Bob Charlie. Only a half length off. We've got Viridine, $4.40 there, following Southern Lad everywhere in the same race. Invictus Prince on the third line, $6. Closing off well on the heavy at Randwick Fresh over the top of Southern Lad. Scratched last week. Handle the Truth there, $7. Outclassed behind the favourites here last start. We've got Redouble there at $9 back in trip. And of course, Sambar, $10, who stuck on okay fresh, Mike. But Southern Lad, all this form is coming through the Bob Charlie.
Let's have a look at the Bob Charlie, 1,100 metres. Similar conditions a couple of weeks ago. Similar horses. Such a good form reference, isn't it? Jonker, look, second up, 1,100 metres. Probably a bit sharp for him. He was slightly exposed. Not too much cover, so maybe he could improve third up. Handle the Truth, his form's just been fair lately, hard to love him. Viridine got to the best part of the track, ran on pretty well, and Southern Lad ridden so well following Classique Legend everywhere he went. I know in the form guide it looks like a good run, but geez, it was a good ride, Stu.
When you decide to trail a horse, why not follow the good ones, mate? And look, here's Southern Lad, and look, there's Classique Legend just doing its thing into Everest calculations,
look
obviously.
At the size difference. A Classique is twice as big as the Lad.
All right, let's have a look. Well, a horse that was scratched last week now, Invictus Prince. We showed the Winx replay last week, didn't we, Mike? But we're going to show this one here, only going back a couple of weeks. And this was obviously on the heavy service, form lines tying in through Southern Lad here. Very, very strong late along the inside.
Very strong late on the inside. Had some problems at the start, last preparation, so Matty Smith's taken his time, given him plenty of barrier trials. He's breaking better from the barriers. He's settling better. Him and Southern Lad right alongside each other with 200 to go.
Good point.
No points for guessing which one is stronger, and the price is twice as much.
Yeah, very, very true. That's why you've got to have a look at all those replays. So let's get this race started, Mike. I'm keen to see where we're going here because Southern Lad, well, obviously got a bit of form coming through the Bob Charlie.
Yeah, we've given them a similar rating. They weren't too far away last start, were they? And Southern Lad may have improved, and Viridine not too far away too.
Okay, so looking like a favourites race to start things off, Mike, but Invictus Prince gets a kicker for progression.
Yeah, he was first up, so he has to improve second up. Fit horses on his wet tracks, and Sambar can improve second up too.
Okay, so Invictus Prince out in front of the favourite Southern Lad, and it just kicks ahead with distance.
Invictus Prince gets a mile or more. He needs the 1,200, and Jonker, I think free running over 1,200 suits him better.
Okay, so the question now is, can any of these catch up on the soft or heavy conditions?
Well, it was such a bog for Redouble last start. It can't be that wet, can it? And Jonker could have given him a gold bar if it was drying out, but might not dry it enough.
Okay, they're not making many inroads here on Invictus Prince. Does anyone get a good position in a run to say they can challenge?
Yeah, I think leading on a wet track sometimes helps, and Jonker leading on his own should love it.
Okay, so it was only Summit Value there that really kicked up late. Southern Lad a couple of lengths behind. Let's have a look here, Mike. Invictus Prince, $6. The favourite backers, are they a little bit worried here?
They should be worried. I mean, I know the form guide said good run last start, but it should also say the perfect ride for Southern Lad. I cannot go into 270 at all, even though it can win. Viridine, we were talking about him before the show. He's hard to come into as well. Invictus Prince, a stable male's good. He's going well. I think he's going to win on Saturday by a length or two. And Jonker, if it dries out, or Redouble if it dries out, could be cover bets.
All right, so nice confidence there with Invictus Prince. Jonker doing his thing up on pace. There's a look at 2 races this Saturday. Stick around after the break. Plenty more coming your way. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We are up to the third race we're looking at this week, and it is race number 7. It is a sprint over the 1,200 metres, benchmark 78. So let's get into the prices. And Superium, well supported, $4.20 into $3.30. Chasing Adelong home, its last 2 at Rose Hill, is a Randwick winner. Timmy Clark sticks a nice recipe here as favourite. We've got Hulk on the second line, $4.20. Gave chase out of the pack second up. Bossy on for the first time. Monty Ditto on the third line there, $6.50. Charge at Oakfield Twilight late last start. There's Sharaterra, $8.50. Peaking late, fresh, with a few gaps behind though. Dual winner second up. And Oakfield Twilight, as we said, Chrissy Williams looking for the hat-trick and will probably lead them up here, Mike. But Superium, well supported and will add along form. That's probably the one to look at.
Well, that's what I thought when I first looked at it. I kind of saw this race and I went, I'm just going to back Superium. So let's have a look at this replay.
You've got
and see
questions.
What we think. Adelong on pace, simply dominant. You can't peg this horse to any other horses behind it. She is simply superior to them. Superium, here he comes to the outside. He's okay. Lashes was very disappointing. 3 wide, no cover. Broken Arrows was held up. Probably should have gone straight past him. In and Up was fresh. The ratings, okay. I'm just not sure, Stu. What do you think?
Look, I'm looking at that again. I really liked looking at Superior Wednesday night, but I hear what you're saying there, Mike.
Just not sure.
We will know all on Saturday. Let's have a look at its competitors now. We've got Oakfield Twilight absolutely doing its job from the front here, winning 2 on the trot. But, Mike, I guess a couple of these to look at. We had Sharaterra that was running on fresh, but Oakfield Twilight, I guess, does it get this sort of lead on the weekend? And, well, it was pretty gassed here at the end.
Well, it can definitely get this lead because it just goes hard or goes home and they can't keep up with it. It's all about whether they catch him the last 100 metres. He's got, like, I think, 2.5 kilograms up on Saturday.
Yep.
So it makes it a little bit harder. Monty Ditto, talking about good rides. That was perfectly ridden for a fit horse, back in the pack off a strong tempo. Sharaterra, a very similar run. We're talking about fit horses on wet tracks. That was him first up in the red and white, coming third. He can only improve.
Yeah, well, that's been the note of everything. And fit horse, wet tracks, this time of year, we all know it. They're the ones you've got to be looking for.
Yep.
Let's get this race started now. Race number 7. Light up the form here, Mike. Superium and Monte Ditto. What a run that was.
Yeah, similar. Like we said, we're using Ragged Rascal to tie them in as well. So the Superium form is not superior, but it's still good.
All right, using your words well. Progression.
Just got that out. Sharaterra, second up form is fantastic. Jazzland, pretty good fresh. Tony's Reward has to improve. Terrible first up.
Okay, so Superium and Monte Ditto and Sharaterra all on top here, Mike, and they haven't gone ahead with the distance.
No, all fine. It's going to be a strong tempo again with Oakfield Twilight leading, and they'll be fine.
Okay, so who's going to like a little bit of sting out?
There's wet track form across the board. We're all good.
Mate, we're meant to be putting some gold on these pages. What about position and run? Did you remember this?
Yeah, there's a lot that are drawn wide that get back. Did I remember? Thanks, Stu. Get back into a tricky spot. Monte Ditto goes back with a bunch of them. Superium, Sharaterra near pace. Get to the outside. Better PIR.
Okay, so we had to wait for a bit of gold there late in the run, but it's Superium and Sharaterra equal top raters there, Mike. And look, one of these is favourite. One's a little bit more value. We've got a couple there in behind. $15, $18. Poetic Charmer, Oakfield Twilight, but looks favourite backers again, Superium, with potentially a few questions, but on top.
Definitely questions. I think Superium's going to run well. There's a lot of solid horses up there in the numbers, but Sharaterra, in the combination of fresh and a wet track, we'll see him win. He's much maligned, so back him each way if you can, because he's $8.50 anyway. All
right, so it's Sharaterra for us in race number 7. And as we move on to race number 8, we are up to the mile. It's a benchmark 78, and well, Mr. Dependable, Mike, another horse that's been well back, $4.40 into $3.80, looming fresh after doing the early work out wide. Convinced on the second line, $6. Some good support as well, in from $8. Running on well fresh, has got the extra 200 metres on its side here. Chocolatier, $7. A good win in the heavy at Canterbury, second up. Nice Soldier of Love form. And, of course, Star Spangled Rodeo, $7.50. No Luck, second up, Rose Hill behind Mr. Dependable. And another one that's jumping 13 to the mile.
We've got to play the game, guess which horse, or figure out which horse was the unluckiest horse. Last up, Rose Hill Gardens, 1,300 metres. Which one do you forgive the most? Mr. Dependable first up, 3 wide, no cover, strong tempo. Fighting on pretty well, running evening out late. Star Spangled Rodeo in the pack, checked and tightened badly, over races badly for about 200 or 300 metres, then starts to get going in the red and green late.
Oh, okay,
and gets blocked the last 100 metres, Stu.
So you're saying you've just got to find out which one you think's more unlucky. And look at that, just jogging over the line.
Yeah, I think the red and green horse. Last time he was wet track, 1,600 metres, he came second to a Group 3 horse in New Zealand. I think you'll like the mile. Okay, well, that was a race to find out which one might have been unluckier. And, well, this race we're looking at to see which of the better ones at $41 and $91 were in this race, Mike. We're talking of Orsane and Picaro. They were the prices
they started on this day, but Opacity was flying.
Yeah, and you've got to watch these horses coming off Kenzo runs where they hit the line. Orsine was fine at the Kenzo first up, and second up he really responds to Abdallah. He's got an affinity with his horse, gets to the outside early, fights on behind two really smart horses, word for word. One next start, Pelothronius. One to mention back in the pack, the Apprentice, not his best ride, never got going, complete forgive.
All right, so both those will be starting a lot less odds on Saturday, but a nice cheeky run there to have a look at. Let's have a look for the gold now, Mike. All the form for the Randwick handicap.
Well, we couldn't split them, could we? Mr. Dependable, Star Spangled Rodeo. They were both good runs last start. And Agassi, 3 wide, no cover at the Kenzo. He's still going well.
OK, can't split them on form, but I'm sure the key factors can tear this race apart, Mike. Mr. Dependable still on top there, but Star Spangled Rodeo there as well.
Yeah, they can both improve second up. Convince can improve second up too. Orsine still improving third up, and he did beat Convince last preparation by a length or two.
OK, so plenty of gold there for progression. What about the distance?
1,600 metres, Convince should love it. Surging late, Travancore, more tempo helps. Same for Adana.
OK, so it's Convince just getting in within a length, but it's Mr. Dependable and Star Spangled Rodeo still out in front, and you're telling me here, Mike, they pretty much all like the wet conditions.
Yeah, and it's more track rather than conditions that's a negative for Chocolatier away from Canterbury. Seems to like it, and Agassi seems to love the Kenzo. Come to Randwick, maybe a small negative for him.
OK, but it's still Mr. Dependable and Star Spangled Rodeo. We've gone from all gold to no gold for position in run.
No, I think the on paces stream forward from wide barriers, and it should be a pretty fair race, I hope.
OK, so these two are pretty level the whole way through in talking of Mr. Dependable and, of course, Star Spangled Rodeo there, Mike. Another favourite and another one at odds, but look in behind. I mean, Orsine, we saw that replay, $15. We're trying to look for a bit of value, Mike, but this one, the market's sort of thereabouts.
Yeah, they're both promising horses. They both could be simply better than this grade second up, and one of them's better odds, so it's pretty obvious where we're going. Star Spangled Rodeo is the best bet in this race, and Orsine, be convinced last preparation, like we said, loves Abdallah on board, $15, why not?
All right, well, so we're saying that was the most unlucky run out of that replay we looked at.
I know the odds are better.
Okay.
The odds are better.
We
Don't
like
change
that
my
as well.
words. Don't change my...
Let's finish off race number 9, 1,400 metres to end the day at Royal Randwick, Mike. And look, Bandersnatch, well, it gets a run this week. Punters have just keep waiting for this horse, and they usually keep coming back for it, don't they? $3.60 though. We've obviously got Dawn Passage and Rocker Clop form. It is right there. Spencer, $4.40. Charge late out of the pack, second up. It sticks at the trip here. Big Boy Roy, $4.80 in the money, 12 from 14. Don't you just want to own a horse like this? Just the 2 wins, but got in all sorts of trouble rounding the turn, second up. Back in trip here, Juventus poked through late, Mike, and of course Bergen on the speed fresh in the same race, and that is the one we're going to have a look at.
Same race again. We're going to watch those unlucky runners again and try and work it out. Small Spencer, he is flying this preparation. First up, held up badly, smashed the line late. Nashville Willer again, second up, 3 wide with cover, gets to the outside, only beaten by True Detective who won next start. Juventus.
Yeah, true.
Held up a little bit, but back on the inside was probably the spot to be with a strong tempo. By C just okay. Bergen, I could forgive him up on that strong tempo. He can improve second up.
OK, so a lot of focus there on Spencer. And Mike, we love a fighter that just keeps lifting here on key factors. And, well, that's exactly what Got Unders did. And I'll tell you what, mate, this always goes around a price. $31, $31, $91, $71. It's last 4.
At 10 years old, he is older than my kids' ages combined. This guy's been around for ages, and we know him very, very well. Like, he is one of my kids. He just loves a wet track, doesn't he, Stu? Last start, Rosehill Gardens, 1,300 metres was too sharp for him. This is Randwick, 1,400 metres, 2 starts ago. He's a length and a half, 2 lengths off Outrageous, who just beaten Bandersnatch by a length and a half, 2 lengths. The ratings are right there. He rolls forward, he tries hard, and he's massive odds again.
All right, so a lot of form tying in for the last here at Royal Randwick this weekend. Where are the key factors taking us for the form, Mike? It's always Spencer flying, as you say.
Yeah, but depth in this race. Bandersnatch going okay. Big Boy Roy unlucky last start. Bergen you could forgive. Juventus going okay. Hilo Bet unlucky last start. And Kiss the Bride, great trial. OK,
so the aim of the game is to catch Spencer. Can anyone do it with progression?
Oh, I can't catch the horse. Big Boy Roy, Bergen can improve. Hilo Bet is improving every start for Wallace. She's a progressive type into her prep.
Wow, this looks like a nice race to finish off. Nice and open, I must admit. Distance.
Now the old boy makes his run. 13 to 14, gold bar.
OK, so Got Unders there at any old value, as he always is. Track conditions, Mike, another bit of gold for Got Unders.
Rosehill to Randwick, he loves it.
OK, we have got to split these, mate. Position in run. It's just been gold for Got Unders the whole way through.
Near pace, in room, following Bandersnatch, why not?
Well, mate, it levels up with Spencer, and what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so in behind. So look, we're saying we've got a very tight race here to finish off, but mate, you found a little bit of value over the last few weeks, and can we be coming home with the chocolates late in the day?
Look, it is very tight, and we know this horse very well. We know he's got zero progression, and the winner might be a horse that has more upside. Maybe Spencer third up, maybe Big Boy Roy, Bergen into their preparation. But if you're going to play a horse 1 by 2 or 1 by 3, got unders at $31 is big odds.
All right, not much for progression, but plenty of gold through all of the other key factors there for got unders. There's a look at 5 big races this weekend, but stick around after the break. $100 hot seat coming your way, and of course our charity multi. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theRaceGuide.com.au. Royal Randwick this weekend. And Mike, we've had a look at 5 races. We've got the Winter Dash. You found a little bit of value in a few of those tips, but the favourites, they're all about around the mark.
They're all around the mark, and the track's a little bit up in the air, so watch that bias early on. Could be inside, moving outside, just not sure. Silhouette, proven in the wet, which is a big plus for a 2-year-old. Partners, pretty good first up, can improve second up at $10. All Stand is fast and likes the wet. That's a good combo. Mount Popper, I think he'll be a benchmark 95, stayer in time. He'll just win this and win some more. Invictus Prince loves the wet. Voila can race closer. Show Terra, each way player of the day. Star Spangled Rodeo can win and beat Mr. Dependable. And you won't get unders if you got unders on a Thursday night at $31.
Take the $31. OK, so a very nice spread of prices there, Mike. And, well, look, we put you under pressure at the top of the show. We've got a few of these folk on Twitter at Royal Ascot. They're finding some winners, mate. So the $100 hot seat, you've got to find the winners now, mate. Pressure's on.
Yeah, please don't compare these bets to those bets the last couple of nights, because I will lose. $35, Mount Popper. French
nice
form is simply better at $3.40. And Pirate Ben, just in case, sneaking up the inside. $20 Invictus Prince. We mentioned it last time. Winks form at his best, plus he loves the wet. Just a little bit on Redouble and Jonker, just in case it dries out. Shara Terra, $10 at $8.50, but back him each way if you can. Star Spangled Rodeo and Orsian to finish off. And we need to get positive against you.
We do. You're just about there, mate. It's not too far away. So that's a look at the $100 hot seat. And, of course, we're on to the 2020 charity bet, doing it for the Red Shield Appeal in 2020. Let's start with a multi. Well, Mount Popper, mate. I think we've seen that replay from Longchamp. That'll do. You are confident, $3.40. We'll have that into Invictus Prince. That looks pretty rock solid to me. $20 at 20.39. And, of course, we'll take the Box Quinella, Superium, Shara Terra and Hulk. And look at that total, mate. 383. How good was that last week? The first 4 and one gets scratched and the sub comes in.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Man substituted for new arrangement. And true story, after your mum got a $23,000 first 4, my mum had that first 4 with new arrangement and won $1,000, mate. Not the same, but pretty good nonetheless.
Cheers to the mums. They're good punters out there. Good luck to all the mums on the punt this Saturday. That's all from us at Key Factors. Head to theRaceGuide.com.au for all your feature profiling to know how your horse is going to handle that Randwick Straight.
Have a great Saturday.